nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all. It's your buddy Big Johnny G, the Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. Monday is here! I hope this is going to be a marvelous day for all of you, whether you're watching this on Monday or not. But here we are for another Midday Monologue. I want to thank everyone for showing up for these episodes. I want to thank you all for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, I hope you do. We do a video every day of the week, as you know, and Mondays are reserved right here for me to just talk. Because I like to talk. And what I want to talk about today is something very special. It has something to do with pretty much every single board game that's ever been made. At least every single board game that's ever been made and has had expansions for it. No, this isn't specifically about expansions or the best or the worst, but it does certainly play a part. Because without expanding a game, you wouldn't need more box space. So what I want to talk about is the games, the companies that are cool enough to give us collection boxes, and why I think more companies need to do this. So alright, I'll see you down the table, and let's talk. Alright, thank you so much for watching the video, and I just want to let everyone know that we don't have sponsors here. We're not into that. We're not chasing algorithms. We're just doing this trying to have fun. But we do have some merchandise, which is a great way to help support us. Like this shirt right here. And we have all our stuff over on Zazzle. This is a Two Gun Pixie Zazzle store. So if you have a moment and you enjoy our videos, why don't you go take a look at some of the stuff that we have over there. We got some t-shirts, got some hats, I'm pretty proud of our mugs, and we got a bunch of other things. Browse, see what's there. You might find something you like, and it's a great way to show us a little support. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm your buddy Big Johnny G. So I've been thinking about it. And it occurs to me that, as far as I remember, the first time the idea, the concept of a collection box to help hold all of the expansions for a game that's come out, I know it's been around for a while, but the first time it really caught my attention was when Greater Than Games came out with their Oblivion expansion, the final expansion for their enhanced edition of Sentinels of the Multiverse. Now, I had become completely invested in this game. The completionist in me definitely reared its expensive head. And I was all in. Anything that was made by the company I had or wanted to get or made sure I got, if it was officially by the company. I don't have the Cauldron stuff. I'm not putting that down. But I just did not prioritize that because it wasn't officially by the company. But otherwise, I went the complete route. So when Oblivion hit the Kickstarter pages and I saw that they were offering a collection box, that was it. I knew the minimum backer level I was going to take was that, because I was tired of having my boxes, using the core box for basically all the heroes, using one of the other big boxes for the villains, and another one for the tag team villains and environments, and I was just tired of that. And the idea of one big box took me, and I took it. And although it took forever for that Kickstarter, and that was the first Kickstarter I ever backed, so that was my first experience at Kickstarter, and the game was, 2 years past due? And that was partially, or mainly, actually, due to the box, the collection box, and getting it right, making sure that it wasn't a piece of crap, that it wasn't something that fell apart, that it was something sturdy. Or at least as sturdy something that big, holding that much weight of all those cards could be. So I didn't kvetch. I didn't complain. I wanted them to get it perfect. And then since then, I have absolutely fallen in love with the whole idea of a collection box. After the third or fourth expansion, maybe, that a game puts out, then it should put out a giant collection box, or at least kickstart something where that is a backer option if they don't want to just flat out, make all the copies without knowing if they don't have a market for it. That's fair. I understand that. But after that, I remember that Role Player right there, looks like the book. When Role Player's third expansion came out, they did the same thing. Now, I was already hooked on Role Player. I missed the original Kickstarter, and I'm so upset that I did. But after that, for the what was after that was Masterminds and Monsters and Minions, and then Fiends and Familiars. So when that one came out, they had an optional level on the Kickstarter to get a great big collection box, and that's what I did. Even though part of me is a little sad that I don't have the third box itself. Oh, and by the way, I've held on to, I've kept these extra boxes. I know you're thinking to yourself, well, why, John? You don't need to waste all that space when you got one thing like that collecting up for the space of 3 boxes. Well, actually, I keep them around because of this. The camera. I found out that a tower of empty boxes is very adjustable to height. It helps me out with my camera work. But really, how many boxes do I need? That's it. The Sentinel boxes and the Role Player boxes are really all I need. It does great. I already have a couple of risers for my camera, and those just add on and help out. But after that, there's no need for me to keep any of these extra boxes. And by the way, right next to, if you haven't noticed, and you're like, John, why didn't you say anything? Right next to Role Player, which is there, it's right there, that's Red Dragon Inn. And for their 5th game, they did the same thing. And I missed that Kickstarter, so I had to wait and get the game separately. But it was amazingly fun to get that. I love that, take that style game of post-adventure, rabble-rousing, at the tavern, and getting drunk and getting into fights, and it's really fun. I have never put that game down in front of players on a table and it wasn't enjoyed. Never. That's never happened. So when they came out with the treasure trove in order to hold all of their stuff, that was a no-brainer. Why wouldn't you? Anyone that had the 4 games before that, honestly, okay, I can understand maybe money was a problem, and that's okay, that's cool, I'm not going to harsh you for that, but if money wasn't an issue, and you had the first 4 games and you really enjoyed this, you were a fool not to get this, either on Kickstarter or afterwards, like I had to. God, I wish I Kickstarted it. I do. But these companies, these games, doing this with the boxes is something that makes me think, why? Why isn't more, why aren't, English me good, why aren't more companies doing this? Why do we not see, and I think I actually mentioned this in a recent video, but like the D&D adventure system, the cooperative adventure system here. This is great. This is amazing. They're all a standalone game. You can interact them together. Yeah, my English is great today. You can combine them and use the cards, the characters. They can interact between the games and all that. It's amazing. But as I was recently pointing out, it's such a hassle, such a pain in my butt to have to go through. Well, that's not one of them. To go through each of these adventure system games here and mix and match teams to what I want, how I would like the adventure to go. And it is so time consuming. I've basically just done it once with my All Thief group, the Locksmiths of Dalt, and I haven't done it since because it's a pain in the ass. If they had a collection box, even if it was just for the players, just for the player characters and the player character cards and minis, that would be amazing. It would save so much time, and it would actually get the game played on the table more, which would raises excitement level, more people love the game, so that more people want more from it, and feeding into the expansions. I think that would be great. Is it because of the money? Is it just because of the money, maybe? Again, if they do it as a separate Kickstarter thing, like even if the company doesn't normally do Kickstarters, if they come out with their newest expansion of the game as is, but then they try a Kickstarter for a collection box, this way they're not really losing money, right? But there are other games. There's other games too that are out in the market, like Epic Spell Wars of the Battle Mages. I only got the first 2 boxes. I think there's at least 2 more out that I would love to get, but it's taking up so much room. I don't like that. And also, again, since the games are so mixable and matchable, to have to go through each and every box to get the wizard you want to use, which doesn't really make a difference because they don't have any special abilities. That's something, unless the new expansions did that and I'm unaware of it. And that's what I've been saying from the beginning, is they really need to personalize each of the wizards. They do at least one special cool thing that the others can't do. But with all these extra cards, the new rules that come out and tweak and everything, they need to pull it all together to make having an awesome and epic Battle of the Mages game even more epic, man! And then let's not forget my most current fad, my most current love. That was a fad. That's not even a good enough word. My most current love with the board games, and that's with the Marvel Champion games here. I mean, look at all these boxes I got. It's the same problem I had with Sentinels of the Multiverse. Is they need, Fantasy Flight Games really needs to come out with a collection box for all of this. It would be amazing, absolutely amazing. What games in your collection that you have, there are so many expansions for, so many add-ons and everything, what game in your collection do you really wish that the company would just break down and put out a collection box? I mean, I guess any game that has more than one expansion would probably fit that category, since a lot of times you can fit an expansion into a core box, but it really depends, because if the tray is molded, which is great, you know, on one hand you love the molded trays because everything will fit, all the components and the cards and the board and everything just fit right where it's supposed to fit in the box, and oh, it's so wonderful. But an expansion comes out and you can't fit jack into it, while the games that have the less fancy trays inside them, you can usually fit more stuff. So if an expansion or maybe even 2 come out, you can get it in the core box. But after that, there's not going to be any room. So what is it? Any game with more than 2 expansions, maybe? But really, what's yours? What one game in your collection do you wish that you could just tell the publishers, come on, man, please, just give us a collection box? Or maybe not. Maybe you don't like collection boxes. Maybe you just think that's a waste of time and money. You already got the other boxes, the smaller boxes. It's going to take up pretty much the same amount of room. Why bother? Maybe that's the side of the camp you're sitting on. If so, let me know. But that's what I think, and I just love collection boxes, and I wish there was more of them out, because I would have them. I would collect every collection box out there that I could, just to make sure that I store everything. What about here? What about Dead of Winter? Whoa, there it is. What about Dead of Winter? Right? We got the 2 big boxes. We got a small box. We got the Roxxon game, which isn't really part of it, but is, right? Because it's sort of like a prequel. So why about a box for those? All right, well, thank you for listening to me rant. Maybe some of you agree with me, maybe some of you don't. But I know one thing, that we're already past the 10, 12-minute mark here. If you've actually watched this whole video through, then damn it, you're a super fan of Two Gun Pixie. And if you're a super fan of Two Gun Pixie, then how about down in the comments section, we put an apple. I don't know why. Put an apple down there. It just shows that you watched this entire thing. You sat there and listened to my voice and had a look at this mug for this long. All right, well, thank you so much, everyone. I'm your buddy Big John at G for Two Gun Pixie Presents Legendary Gaming, and I am